How much does it cost to travel in Malta? My name is Claire and I've been in the beautiful Mediterranean island of Malta twice over the last 2 months. But how much does it cost to travel here or spend a holiday here? In this video, I'm going to break down exactly what I've spent on things like food, transport, accommodation and activities, and show you some budget hacks to make your money go further on this lovely island. There'll be an extra budget hack that I use for planning all my trips abroad at the end of the video, so do stick around for that one as well. So first, let's look at the thing that everyone loves to spend the money on most, food. In Malta, I've generally found myself paying about 10 to 12 euros for a main course. This could be pizza, a bowl of pasta, or a salad, or something similar. So when you eat out for two, it could very easily end up costing around $30, especially when you factor in a drink as well. One way to save money is to eat street food. Now, Maltese street food isn't particularly healthy, but it is cheap. One of the most popular street food items I have here with me, it is the pistazzi. Pistazis are small flaky pastries, traditionally served with either ricotta cheese or mushy peas. The flakiness of the pastries makes them quite light, but they still feel really decadent and rich. They're a really nice snack to have. Definitely try a few while you're here. Another option is frittata. These are not pizzas, but they are similar to pizzas. They're doughy with a folded in edge. I made them during one of my trips to Malta, and credit to the chef, it was absolutely delicious. But you can buy them as street food snacks around most of the major towns. You can drink the tap water in Malta, and I did the first time I was here, but I did get a stomach upset on the last day, which I think may have been due to just not being used to the microbes in the water. Not because there was anything wrong with it, but just because it wasn't what my stomach was used to. So this time I have bought water. I bought a 6-pack of 2.5 litre bottles, so 15 litres of water, and that's lasted for a few days. When it comes to alcohol, it really varies depending on where you are, but expect to pay around 3 to 5 euros for a glass of wine. There is Maltese wine and it is quite tasty, but more often you'll find that you get served wine from Italy. Expect to pay around 5 to 9 euros for a cocktail. I've seen Aperol spritzes for about 5 euros, but if you want a cocktail like an espresso martini or something like that, you'll be looking more about 9 euros, maybe even 10 euros depending on where you are. Beer generally comes in at about 4 euros for a pint, sometimes more, sometimes less depending on where you are. Another excellent way to save money, whether you're in Malta or anywhere else in the world, is to book somewhere with a kitchen or cooking facilities where you can make your own dinners. So we've made quite a lot of pasta while we've been in Malta, just because it's quick and easy to make. So today I'm making a creamy pesto lemon pasta with vegetables and some feta on top. Sounds really good actually. I also bought some breakfast stuff at the shop while I was there, so I've been having just fruit for breakfast every day, which is what I normally have at home. For a few days worth of breakfasts and 2 dinners, it cost me 20 euros. I did buy quite a lot of fresh vegetables, which probably contributed to that, but I wanted to make sure I got as many in as possible. And I also did buy this food at the local mini mart here in Salima, where the prices are probably slightly higher than shops like Lidl, which you'll find a few of them across Malta. So if you've got a car or if you're staying near a Lidl, you could save quite a lot of money by shopping there and cooking lots of your own food. So how much does accommodation in Malta cost? Well, welcome to my crib. I'm going to show you what you get for 70 euros per night in Malta. So I am staying in the heart of Salima, which is a touristy area. It's on the north coast of the island. It's near Valletta, near a lot of clubs and bars. So this is one of the more expensive parts of Malta. For this trip, I didn't want to be too budget because we've been working, we've had a lot on, and I just wanted somewhere comfortable where I could come back, do a bit of laptop work, knew would have good Wi-Fi, somewhere with a comfy bed. So we went for this apart hotel in Salima. So it's in a great location and it's very nice and spacious. I'll show you around. So this is the bathroom. There is a shower and a bath. And then out in here, so we've got one telly here. And then this is the bed. It's, I think it's a super king size bed We've got a safe here, and storage, so we can keep our stuff safe. Here there's a kitchen area with a sink, a hob and a fridge. And then there is a lounge area here with a TV that has Netflix. Then there's the best bit, a lovely balcony that looks over the main street and coastline of Salima. This was €500 for a week, so around 75 euros per night. We also stayed in quite a nice guest house near the airport, which included breakfast, and it was only about 50 euros per night. So you can definitely get nice guest houses for around that price, maybe even a little lower, maybe 40 euros or so. And I'm just gonna have a little look and see how much hostels cost, as I don't really stay in hostels anymore, so I'm not too sure. Hostels are actually really expensive. I'm just looking on Hostel World now, and they're like, yeah, at least £30. So that would be like 32, 33 euros for a dorm room, like in any hostel. That is in St. Julian's. Maybe I'll have a look at Valletta. Are they cheaper in Valletta? 26, 22. Yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend staying in a hostel in Malta then if they're that kind of prices, because I mean for double that you can get this apart hotel, or there's other guest houses which I'm sure are cheaper than that. I did also stay in the Radisson Blu Hotel, but that was very kindly sponsored by the tourism board, so I'm not too sure how much that cost. I'm gonna have a quick look at luxury hotels on booking.com. Alright, so there's some on here for £160, so 170, 180 euro, and then they go up to about 250 euro. For a resort you might be looking at £300, so that's about 320, 330 euros. So accommodation isn't that cheap, but I think we got a good deal with this place, and I think it definitely makes a difference to have a cooking area, because we've managed to save some money from eating out by doing that. So let's talk about actually traveling around Malta, because you're going to need to do some traveling around the island at some point. One of the best ways to get around Malta is by using Bolt. This is a taxi app that works like Uber. It's very efficient in Malta. When we ordered one from our apart hotel in Salima, they always came in a minute or two, usually even before we got downstairs. With Bolt, journeys cost around 5 to 10 euro for shorter journeys and about 25 euro for around half an hour. It's cheaper than other Western European countries, but it does add up. If you're visiting on a budget, Malta has a decent bus service, which is a great way to explore the island without spending too much money. Single tickets cost €2 and you can use them for up to 2 hours. So even if you need to change bus twice, it will still only cost you €2 as long as the total journey time is within 2 hours. Many tourists who visit Malta rent a car, which costs on average €34 per day. But do bear in mind that this doesn't include any costs for petrol or any costs for extra insurance, which I do recommend you have when driving around Malta or any foreign country. With stunning sea views, Malta is a beautiful country to walk around, and of course this is free. You won't be able to walk around everywhere, but consider walking from Salima to Valletta, or I did a lovely hike on the south coast of Malta from Dingley Cliffs to Hagia Kim and the Blue Grotto. So what about activities? Well, if you want to go on tours in Malta, whether they be boat trips to Gozo or walking tours of Mdina, expect to pay around 35 to 55 euros. Expect to pay a premium for private tours or tours that include lunch. I always book my tours on Get Your Guide, and there's a link in the description if you'd like to check it out. Most churches in Malta are free to visit, with the exception of John's Co-Cathedral in Valletta. This is one of the most beautiful churches I've ever seen. The inside is completely covered with gold. However, it does cost 15 euros for entry, so it might not be within everyone's budgets. Malta's famous for its diving, but it's not a cheap place to try the sport. If you need gear rental, a day's diving will set you back around 120 to 150 euros. If you don't need gear rental, it's a little bit cheaper, but of course you have to have the scuba diving gear and bring it out to Malta to make use of this discount. Of course, there are plenty of free things that you can do in Malta to offset the cost. You could walk along the coastline, you could relax on the beaches, or you could go sightseeing in Mdina, Valletta, or the Three Cities. While Malta's not the cheapest place to travel, there are plenty of ways to save money while you're exploring this Mediterranean country. If you're on a budget, you could live on pistazi, make your meals from scratch as long as you have a kitchen, use the bus to get around, and enjoy the coastline and historic towns for free. Oh, and here's my extra travel tip that I always use for booking travel. Next time you're planning a trip, log on to Top Cashback. This is a cashback site where when you make purchases through the links that they provide, you get money in your account as a kind of thank you for using their links to buy things from their partners. Sounds a bit strange, but it really does work and it really adds up. Over the course of the last 6-7 months or so, I think I've got about £300 in my Top Cashback account, and then I can withdraw this straight into my bank account. Participating travel businesses include Holiday Extras, Hotels.com and Jet2 Holidays. So check it out and see how much money you could get back when you're booking your next holiday. Thanks so much for watching. I hope that this video has given you more insight about the cost of travel in Malta, and I will see you next time for another video from this sunny country.